We're live with Night Views, the Tuesday Power Ranking edition. The week 2 of NFL season is over. This is the start of week 3. I am SYL ABDUL here for SYL ABDUL Sports. Always joined when we're talking sports with SYL of Real Talk Productions. What's good, man?
How you doing, man? Good to be here. Excited. A lot of stuff moving.
It's been a crazy week of the NFL. Again, with Night Views, we touch on the popular sports at the moment, and everyone's obviously talking about NFL around this time, and a little WNBA update coming. So this is the mode we're in, Sundays and Tuesday evenings, and so this is what we're going to do. So before this music keeps playing on me, we want to touch on a few games that kind of stood out from this past week. Got a chance to sleep on it, kind of digest all these upsets, and then I will unveil my my tier rankings, which I guarantee will upset all fan bases, probably even my own favorite team fan base, I think. But I just have my own way of kind of seeing the league, so that is what it is. Again, shout out to everyone on X Twitter. We had a really great turnout this past Sunday for the Night Views show, so we want to keep that up. Continue to check out the YouTube channels, all the respective platforms, Carlos platforms as well. So no doubt. So before we kind of look forward, because we also got to take a brief look to the what's today? Tuesday, the Thursday game, which kind of a thinker of a game, but it's a game, it's content. But a few standouts this week that I really was impressed by. And I'm going to run this by Carlos and the audience here. This Rams-Cardinals game, I thought was very interesting because it was pretty much the return of Kyler Murray, which I thought was really interesting, just how he was out there running around again, doing his thing. Just real quick, his numbers 17-21, 266 yards, 3 touchdowns. Plus, I think he had like 40 on the ground. You got Connor, the running back. He used to be with the Steelers back in the day. He's been with the Cardinals for a couple of years, over 100. They got McBride, the tight end, 6 for 67. And Marvin Harrison Jr., the rookie, had 2 touchdowns, over 150 yards. One thing, though, on the Rams side I want to bring up, Carlos, is, man, the season can turn off injuries, bro. Puka Nacua went out week 1, a game that should have won against the Lions. And then they just started the shootout with the Cardinals, and Stafford was starting to get Cooper Kupp ready, and then he's out for these 4 weeks. Well, I guess, what's your thoughts overall with these teams?
This is pretty much what I'm feeling for all the teams so far. There's been so many injuries, man, and I just go back, and we said in week 1, this whole not practicing before the season starts, not doing this preseason, it's starting to show effect on all these teams. These people, it's not just, this is a sport, whether it's basketball, whether it's football, soccer, whatever it is, your body needs time to adjust. If you're just out here thinking, like, not everybody is Travis Kelce, not everybody is Jovic, who can freaking down so many beers and then the next day go to practice and act like everything is good. You need to put in the work, even if it's just working out, whatever it is. They just look sluggish, man, and it's affecting all these teams. With that being said, though, I don't want to take away what the Cardinals did. I think Kyler Murray, he was very comfortable, I should say, out there. He was moving around. He had this little step, dance to his step when he was throwing the ball and stuff. And I know it's early, but like I said on Sunday, man, they're definitely a dark horse for me this season.
Well, it's interesting as you mentioned dark horse, because we got just a snapshot of their schedule. I mean, just kind of looking at the media games up to the week 9 there against my Bears, with these injuries and a couple teams kind of panicking already early this season. Hey, the Cardinals, this ain't a team to sleep on. You got the Lions coming in, Commanders, 49ers ain't healthy either. We're going to talk about the 49ers with Deebo Samuel's going to be out. What about Jordan Love and the Packers? Who knows? Chargers don't score a lot. Don't even get started on your Dolphins. And then, my Bears. So it's like they have a real chance to be like at least 500 by like week 9.
Right. No. Yeah. For sure. And then I'm laughing when you mentioned the Lions because the Lions are going to always be the Lions, and they're going to have games where they look like, they're the Dallas Cowboys just dominating all these teams. And then all of a sudden you got a game like last week where it's like, what happened? Well, that's not the same team we saw week 1, and then, with Washington too, like Washington, obviously the Cardinals shouldn't have an issue with Washington, but that's one other team that if they catch some of these teams that are injured, yeah, man, like that. Washington's looking nice. With the Niners, you mentioned them, like with the Niners, the way I'm feeling with them, man, it's just like all this offseason hoopla, and the guy that you paid all this money to hasn't produced, hasn't done anything. Maybe now we'll see more of a, better Brandon Ayuk because Debo is hurt. But like, yeah, man, the Cardinals right now, if they stay healthy and all goes well, they're just riding right now.
Being in the Niners divisions, the NFC West, you can't sleep on these division teams. So the Niners, as they're trying to get healthy, they still got to bring it, man, because the Cardinals are playing, the Seahawks are playing, and so let's go interesting look at the Cardinals. It's going to be a team I'm going to try to keep on, one of my screens if I have an NFL ticket or something. Like, that's a kind of must-see TV, Kyler Murray. So that was pretty cool to see. Now, another game we want to snapshot. Again, we're kind of looking at just a few standout games and kind of looking ahead of a few schedules before we do the power rankings. This Jets and Titans game. We are both been kind of side-eyeing the Jets. And this is the theme, as you were saying, that as the preseason is shrinking, there's only 3 games now for most teams. Unless you have the Hall of Fame game, you have that 4th one, and no one plays in that game. And you don't have no reps. You've seen it with my Bears, Caleb Williams. The timing's not there. This is kind of preseason still for a lot of teams. With the Jets, Aaron Rodgers, hasn't played, in a year. And then he lines up and, you see his numbers, 18 of 30. I mean, not bad, right? 176. The offense is like dink and dunk.
My thing with Rodgers, though, is that, like, I think you mentioned it last show, too, is that, like, the hoopla that we got from the Jets last season, and then, obviously the debacle of the what was it that he messed up? His Achilles, the Achilles gate. That's what you call it. The Achilles gate. All right. So
that was tragedy, man. That was so tragic, man.
Here's the thing, and I think you mentioned it. Like I said, a lot of these Jets fans need to wake up that this is what Rodgers was going to do last season if he never got hurt. Like he wasn't gonna be the Messiah and just come out and all of a sudden not be as bad as he was in the Packers,
People the Jets fans have to just adjust their expectations a bit. They really do, and just realize what are you really? What is this team really? I tell you what this team is. This is like the NFL version of the Colorado Buffaloes. You have your star quarterback. You have your 2 weapons, and this is all you're going because the rest of the team ain't doing nothing. And you're just kind of hoping you win off of that hype.
They expected Rodgers to be like how Carl Wentz is on the Chiefs right now, just sitting there pretty, adding this asset to a team. And it's just like the Jets overall, yes, their defense is great, which is a big reason we are concerned with this team right now is their defense.
We thought the defense was great, Carlos. That's the thing.
Exactly. That's why we're questioning them right now.
Exactly.
But I mean, like, if you were to tell me right now, you put two teams, up against the Jets, like if Washington, because to me, the Jets didn't win this game, the Titans lost it. That's how I saw this game.
Titans are terrible.
And exactly, that's saying something. So imagine a team like Washington who's actually putting a little stride together. I mean, they are a long way from making any big noise, but like we said it earlier, if some teams catch them sleeping, like I can see Washington beating on the Jets.
Well, so we got the schedule here. If we look up just the week 6 here, because again, a lot could change over the course of the NFL season, but week 3, Patriots ain't no punks. The Patriots are not no punks at all, and they play kind of a simple vanilla offense. But Ramondre Stevenson, if you have him on your fantasy team out there, y'all, he's putting in work for you as a solid running back, right? So, and the Patriots defense is always a big thing. You got a defensive coach, Gerard Mayo, who played under Bill Belichick. So they're going to bring the defense, right? So the Jets, and this is a division game, and the Patriots normally play good against these Jets. So that's not a game to look past. Now the Broncos, I'm not going to say too much about them, but then you got the Vikings revitalized with Sam Darnold and Super Josh Allen. These Jets, they're going to be happy to be at least 500 by the end of week 6, in my opinion.
And we say that, you know, I agree with you. But you know, we say that about and here's NTJ, you know, over here.
Night views, emphasis on night.
We say that about Denver, but like if Knicks and you know, the coach, if they start getting on the same page, just from what the Jets have shown us, I wouldn't be surprised seeing the Broncos run it up on the Jets either. You know, like that's how unsure, because their defense looked so out of place last week and against the Titans.
Yeah, it's something really wrong with their defense. I think their defense is overrated. To be quite honest, last year they weren't just shutting down everyone either.
Right.
Everyone just assumed, oh, we don't have a quarterback, so it hurts everything. I mean, sort of, but. Again, take my Bears for example. Last year with Justin Fields and our bad offensive line and everything we're still doing now with Caleb Williams, our defense got us 7 wins. So last year. So the Jets, I don't think the Jets got 7 wins last year. My point is that their defense is overrated. I think the Jets defense is over. I'm just gonna go out and say
Mooney. He had a big game.
We're just gonna say it. And so I'm looking to see how they look against these Patriots coming up. Now, a couple other games I want to highlight because we want to get to the power rankings in a few for those coming in. Because I want y'all to hear where y'all team, where I consider your team out there. Did
the Lions lose? What's NTJ talking about?
It was pretty. They got kind of roughed up there. We got a lot to say about the Lions, but a couple other games I want to highlight. I think a shocker. I had so much fun watching this game.
Yes,
the Saints and Cowboys. Yes. The Saints,
Dallas being Dallas,
and like did like a Street Fighter uppercut on the Cowboys in Dallas, Texas. It was just fun to watch. Derek Carr was dealing. Alvin Kamara had 4 touchdowns, actually, 1 in the air, along with the 3 on the ground.
Yeah.
But Rashid Shaheed, I probably shouldn't even say his name. I'm not going to say nothing else because I don't want y'all to know about him. But he's
already on my waivers. So he's already on my waivers, bro.
I got to see the priority. I got to look at the priority on that. But along with Olave, I got Olave. So they got a true tandem there for a receiver. But Shaheed's a deep guy. He's burning secondaries. And then you look at Dak Prescott. We talked about this last show. The numbers, Dak is going to give you the numbers. He's a stat pattern. He's the ultimate LeBron James type dude where he's going to get out all the stats, but like where are the rings at, right? So 27 to 39, nearly 300 yards. That looks good, right? Touchdown.
Yeah. 2
interceptions, but I'm only blaming him for 1, as I said Sunday. One of his receiver fell. So I was like, I don't put that on Dak at all. But when it was money time, he closed his eyes and threw into double coverage. Yeah. And it's like, and I saw a few quarterbacks. I saw a few quarterbacks this weekend. I'm calling them out as I go here. So I'm just going to just an early preview of what the power rankings are. I'm worried about the Cowboys, Carlos. They should not feel comfortable about their schedule going forward.
I mean, not to say that I'm worried, because it's like, fool me once, you fool me once, you can't get fooled again. The famous J. Cole line. And I expected this from Dallas. Like, I expected this. And then this whole thing, he had a great game. He had the check that he signed right before game one and all this stuff. It was a matter of time. There's a lot of holes in that team that aren't. What's the word I want to use here? Like they aren't settled, right? So it's like there's so much like. Are they going to be a passing team? Are they going to be a running team? Now you got Ezekiel Elliott. Are you known for your defense? Your defense is, you got Micah on live. Not blaming the coach, but blaming himself, or really blaming the coach. Like, what are we doing? Like, what's your identity?
Micah, he has to stop these podcasts. Mike, leave that up to us, Mike.
Yeah.
Go out there, make a couple tackles, bro. Like, this is.
Hey, Micah, come be a guest on Night Views.
Hey, go over and make excuses over here. Yeah, we'll let you do that now, because coming up this schedule, this is why I'm saying the Cowboys fans should be panicking. You got a desperate Ravens team coming in. The Giants. Division rivalry. The Giants play the Cowboys tough every single season. Steelers got probably the best defense in the league right now. You got the Lions, which you can't sleep obviously on the Lions.
Yeah.
Bye week, Niners, Falcons, and actually we got to talk about that Falcons game as well too. But this schedule's gonna be tough, man. It's the point.
Yeah,
that's the point we're making with that.
Yeah.
So we'll see with that. And as I mentioned that Falcons game, we need to briefly recap what happened. The Eagles seemed to have blew this game, man. This was pretty much game over with like 2 minutes to go. Eagles had the ball up by 3, in the red zone. And somehow well, I mean, I don't want to blame it all on Saquon, but he did drop the pass. But why throw it when you're trying to run the clock out? So you stop the clock. You got to kick the field goal. Captain Kirk Cousins still got it. Goes down 2-minute drill style. Hitting Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Darnell Mooney from my Bears. He got a lot of juice. Why didn't we keep him? But
shout out to
are
Mooney,
you surprised? Man. Are you surprised by this win here?
2 people I blame for this loss: Jalen Hurts and Vic Fangio, the defensive coordinator for the Eagles. We had to deal with that all last season as Dolphins. I'm so glad he's not a part of our organization anymore. That man needs to retire. He needs to figure something out with himself. Jalen Hurts is doing what we said week 1 that Jalen Hurts is going to do. This team is going to be successful with how good Jalen Hurts is going to be. If Jalen Hurts is having a bad night, or he just has a pocket where he does not show up, they're in shambles. Yes, I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, but Saquon dropped that ball or whatever. Saquon should not have been in that position anyways.
Yeah, I don't blame Saquon.
Yeah, I do not blame him at all. I blame the defense, and then of course I blame the captain, Jalen Hurts. That those are my two factors. Now, my bad. With Kirk Cousins though, this man, and I said it after week 1. You had the jitters. You had to get used to the team with London and Mooney and Robinson finally, getting some chip tackles out there, for the run game. It was nice. It was nice to see. He just needed some time to heal. Again, we talked about it in the beginning of the show. Preseason, we are witnessing the importance of preseason now. That is what that's what we're seeing.
Yeah, you gotta get your reps in, man, because like Jalen Hurts, I mean, I look at him as he's a solid quarterback to me, but again, he has that same thing Dak has, where just close your eyes and throw the ball. That's what Hurts kind of did a couple times. He got caught with that last interception.
Yep.
But at that point, though, he was having a good game. Jalen Hurts was. He was running the ball like he did 2 years ago, the Super Bowl year, and efficient with the pass. And then without A.J. Brown, I guess he panicked, in that last drive. So that's too bad. Too bad. And I will say again, the sneak preview, power tiers coming up, power rankings. I think the Eagles should be panicking just a little bit. I think so. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe they shouldn't panic. But yeah,
more like a an asterisk. You should just write it on the board, but don't focus too much on it. I already know one team who needs to start panicking, right now.
Well, I'm gonna
we'll
go.
get
Yeah,
to
let's
it.
actually go to. We're gonna go to one more highlight game before, and then we're gonna look ahead and look at the rankings as well. One team that should be panicking right now is the Baltimore Ravens.
That was the team I was talking about,
Yeah,
bro.
I
That was
was
the team.
shocked. Now, if people haven't seen this game, again, Lamar Jackson, the fourth quarter, like you know that saying, when people show you who they are, believe them. This is Lamar Jackson, y'all. Like,
Hey, man,
he's a
we got some
front-running
quoters
quarterback.
today. We got some quoters today.
He's a front-running quarterback. He's like the Golden State Warriors of 2017. You know, because when they broke the record, then it was a 2016. They broke the record, went up on LeBron 3-1, and then they got scared when they got into close games. That's what Lamar Jackson is. Like, he has to be up, you know, by 3 scores to be comfortable. And we're seeing it we're seeing the difference. Like, I've been saying this whole time. I was like, Lamar got the MVPs. Don't compare Josh Allen to him. Well, it seems like Josh Allen's starting to kind of get a little smarter with his game, and Lamar is staying the same, just in my opinion. Do you feel the Ravens should be panicked, Carlos?
This is all the Ravens should be talking about. And at this point, are we blaming the offensive coordinator? Like
Raiders.
You know, did Derrick Henry leave the Titans? Did that really happen? Because not in point. Like, I have not seen Derrick Henry be Derrick Henry. And I understand new offense, new stuff, but how can a man get comfortable? How can a man be who he is if you don't put him on the field, man? And then having his agent come out, and this is where I also blame Derrick Henry. You have not won a Super Bowl. Your main priority should be, I need to win. Your agent comes out and said, oh, we didn't come to Baltimore to make him be the guy who's always on the floor, who get the last minute call to run. What? That is what you've done your whole career. Why are you changing your game plan? It baffles me. Baffles me.
I'm just saying, I am worried about the Ravens. 0-2. This is a team that usually jumps out, wins about 6 of the first 7 or 8 games, and coast to, you know, the win their division. Now, I don't know. You got the schedule coming up. I mean, this is a game to circle. This is going to be a prime, you know, afternoon game. Ravens versus Cowboys. Desperation on both sides, I feel. And it doesn't get any easier. You got the Bills where you got Josh Allen playing smart. You got the division game against the Bengals. That's going to be a tough game at any time they're in the division. And the Bengals look better now. It seems like they should have beat the Chiefs.
Well, to your point with the Bengals, for you to continue, it's week 5. Usually week 5, that's when the Bengals, you know, they always start slowly, but that week 5 mark, week to 6, bro, that's when they start picking it up and start.
They're going to have T. Higgins back. You know, they're going to have their roster back. And I know people say, oh, they lost Mixon, but the Bengals, they're a passing team. They're a passing team. Burrow's going to throw the ball 35, 40 times. So, you know, you could use spot backs for that. So I don't think Mixon's that big of a loss for them. But this ain't going to get easier for the Ravens. I'm going to talk about the Bucks later. Yeah. Browns are, you know, again, a division team. These aren't easy matches here. So I'm just saying, I'm a little worried about the Ravens, but Mr. J said they'll beat the Cowboys, so they'll probably be okay.
So here's the thing, though. Like I agree. No, I don't agree. They have to beat the Cowboys. They have to beat. Okay. If I feel like these two teams, the desperation you touched on, I feel like that game week 4 or week 3 is going to determine the rest of the season for both of those teams. I really do, because they're two good teams. I don't want to say great teams. They're 2 good teams right now that they're getting back into the flow of things. But that excuse after week 3, there's no more of that. Like, you need to be ready to go. It's you come out to ball, you put up or you shut up. You know, that's after that week 3.
That's where we're at. That's where we're at with that. And so that's going to be real interesting to see as we look ahead. And also before I meant to bring this up during the Falcons Eagles conversation. We both, and I don't have my personal records up, but we were keeping track of scores and when we're talking about the line. I came into the week 1-1. I think you were 0-2. So this game here, I said I'm not touching the spread. It was minus 5.5 Eagles. I was like, nah. After this week, I don't even want to touch that line. And I thought the Falcons had a chance, but if you would have took the spread on the Falcons, you would have won +5 because they ended up winning outright.
Yeah.
I took the under 46.5 points. Total was 43 points. So
crazy.
That was a W. I think you took the under as well too.
Yeah. We agreed on it.
Show. So we both won on that one. So you're now 1-2, 2-1. So I'll have the graphics up next time.
All right.
Yeah,
I was going with the trend of what I said Sunday, and this was the week of upsets, and Kirk Cousins, he ain't gonna give you 2 donuts. He ain't gonna do
it. Not 2 donuts. Now let's briefly look ahead. Week 3, we kind of touched on a few matchups that will be interesting. Like I said, the Cowboys Ravens is going to be crazy ratings. Everyone's going to be watching that game. Is there any other matchup that if you kind of look at this that stands out to you personally? Like you got my Bears and Colts. I'm really looking forward to that. That's like a get right game in my opinion. But that Texans Vikings game is going to be sneaky good.
Oh no, 100%. That's definitely on the list. The Texas Vikings game. But I feel like for your Bears, to touch on them a little bit, that is the game for Caleb Williams to show you who he's going to be. Again, remember, we're getting to that week 3. We have to see no more scary jitters. We understand you're a rookie. You're still learning, whatever. But you need to show it. All right. Now all the hoopla that we had around him. Let's go ahead. Let's see you at least connect the passes. You mentioned it in week 1.
Put up or shut up.
Exactly. Don't turn the ball over. That was your main thing. I think. And we also touched on Baltimore and Dallas. I think that's a big game because it's going to determine both of those teams. But Falcons and Chiefs. Are the Falcons real? Are the Chiefs going to skate by with the refs? Are they going to pay the refs a little bit to win another game?
That's rough.
And
nice call out there with Mr. J. A tragic story. The Panthers. The Carolina Panthers bench Bryce Young 2 weeks into the season, man, and they're visiting his Raiders, Mr. J's Raiders. Sometimes you get that little mojo that the backup comes in that one game, and they kind of do their thing.
Yeah, if it was any other team, I would be like, yeah, I agree with you, but it's the Panthers, man. No. This is a rookie, number 1 rookie, QB1 that you drafted. And this is his second year. And in the second week, after his second week of playing in his second year, mind you, second year, 2 different coaches, 2 different offensive schemes.
Mm-hmm.
Second year, second week, you bench him. This is why Baker Mayfield right now is balling out. This is why Minnesota guy, what's his name? I always forget his name. Darnold is balling out there.
Sam Darnold, yeah.
Sam Darnold right now is balling out there.
Look, organization matters.
Yes, that organization. We were talking about Dallas needs to blow it up. No, the Panthers need to sell it and put another team somewhere else.
That was an ugly game too. I remember we had Tyson Bagent came in there leading the Bears to the victory, bro. I tell you, bro. So anything can happen, but definitely it's going to be some good games as usual every week with the season. So now we want to get to the ultimate power rankings.
Yes, sir.
I'm
excited. I haven't seen this yet, guys. I'm excited.
I'm just saying, there may be a few surprises here.
Okay.
We'll see, right? So we're going to throw it up here, and we're going to kind of walk up the ladder here because it's going to be some interesting things here. Now, shout out to Tier Makers, the website. Help me put this together. But we're starting off at the bottom. On the clock. They're already on the clock, right? These teams right here.
Yeah.
You already know the Titans are not good. Panthers. I'm putting the Broncos there now because Bo Nix looks terrible and they can't generate any offense. And, of course, the Giants, right? Not really. And after I'm going to go through them all calls and I'm going to kind of get your thoughts on, on all
Sounds
this
good. Sounds good.
But so that's that first bottom tier. You know, they already vying for the #1 pick next year. They may get a Cam Ward. You know, they probably looking at your boy, right? So A for effort, the next level up. Now I got a reason for all this. All these teams on this tier right here, hey, you may put up a good fight. You know, you're probably working in a new offense, new quarterback, like the Commanders. Raiders got new coach. Well, they got the same coaching. Again, Minshew working them in. Rams are injured. So, you know, they're going to put up the effort. They may catch you sleeping. My Colts, my second team, Colts, if you saw Anthony Richardson this week, I'm like, oh, bro, you should have played the entire preseason, bro, because that looked, whoa. Your Dolphins, injury plays a role, too. We don't know what's going to happen with your Dolphins and their quarterback. Same with Jordan Love and the Packers. How long is he really going to be out? Deshaun Watson just grosses everyone out. And then and then the Patriots, again, they're going to put up a fight. But hey, for effort. They're going to, you know, win some, lose some. Not really expecting playoffs for all these teams, just in my opinion. Now, speaking of playoffs, these are teams that will hang a playoff banner if they get it. Just get into the playoffs. The Steelers up 2-0. That's great. Hey, they may ride this, get 9 or 10 wins. They'll throw a parade if they get in the playoffs. Return of Kyle Murray. You get in, again, parade. My Bears, you already know. Chargers with the Harbaugh. He's rebuilding the team, restructuring as it go. I heard Herbert is hurt, so I don't know what's going on with that, but he's building, he's a mini juggernaut. If they just get into the playoffs, they will be happy this year. The Jets, it's not about Super Bowl with them, y'all. Like, the Jets are not a Super Bowl team. Again, they will give Aaron Rodgers key to the city if they make it to the playoffs. Seattle Seahawks, this may be low for some people because they're undefeated. They're in a tough division, though. And, Geno Smith, are we really saying Geno Smith is a Super Bowl quarterback? I mean, come on. They'll be happy to make it to the playoffs. Vikings may be peaking early, but I love the Sam Darnold story and Justin Jefferson, the best receiver in the game. So that's great. Falcons pull out a last-second win they should have lost. A-Town, Atlanta, again, they'll be happy just to get in the playoffs, in my opinion, with that. Now, next tier, it's only just for one team. It's the same old Cowboys. Like, this tier, and just to make it clear to people, some teams may move to different tiers, and tiers may actually move up. Like, it's going to be a very weird year. The Cowboys, there's no way to rank these guys. They're just good enough to make the playoffs every year, but I don't consider them a contender. Dak's going to put up the numbers, but he's going to choke. All those teams that's for the playoff banners, they could beat the Cowboys or the Cowboys could beat them. They're annoying to even rank, so they have their own ranking. Same old Cowboys. That's below contender level, in my opinion. Now, I was really impressed by a couple of teams this week. The Bucks that put the hands on the Lions. They put the hands on the Lions. So that was a very physical matchup. And I think the Bucks, they're not just satisfied with the playoffs. They made it to the playoffs last year, beat the Eagles, challenged the Lions. Now they're saying, hey, I think the NFC is wide open. If people may catch this theme as I go here, I think anyone can win the NFC this year so far. And I'm not sleeping on the Bucks. I'm definitely not sleeping on the Saints, what they just put on the Cowboys. And it's not just because it's the Cowboys, is that the way the Saints look, and Alvin Kamara is all pro level again. These are my two official dark horses so far. And again, this can change, week to week. So Saints, Bucks, they're in the same division too. So that's going to be pretty fun. Now, as we go up the ladder here, it is kind of time to panic for a couple teams. These are my two official teams that should be panicking right now. Is the San Francisco 49ers. Now, mostly with the Niners, you lost the Vikings, who I said, hey, that's an up-and-coming team. So no shame in that. C-Mac's out for at least 4 games. Debo Samuel's out for a couple weeks. Is Ayuk going to really show up and play? I think Jawan Jennings is hurt, their other receiver as well. Yeah, Brock Purdy, are you the man, Brock Purdy? We're going to find out with their schedule because they got not the easiest schedule coming up. Now, you got the Rams. The Rams are beat up, so you're going to beat them, Niners. But Patriots ain't no slouches. Interdivision Cardinals ain't no slouches. Seahawks, you got them twice in like 6 weeks. In the span of games, you got the Chiefs, Cowboys, and the Bucks. Yeah. These are going to be tough games, man. This is not easy for the 49ers. So you should be panicking. And we already talked about the Ravens and their schedule coming up. I wouldn't be surprised if they catch a couple L's, these teams could slide down, in my opinion. Now,
I'm writing all my notes right now, and that's like one that's like, yeah, I agree 100% with that.
Yeah, for sure. Now, on the flip side, you got teams that should have won, they lost, so they're panicking, and you have teams that should have won. And I don't think they should panic, actually, though. No panic. Probably a surprise for some, because I know I would like to jab into Money Train James about the Lions, but I looked at their schedule. They lost to one of our dark horses, so I can't really knock the Lions losing to our dark horse team. So, and their schedule isn't that bad going forward. The Lions are not. They're going to be able to ready their ship, steady things, and vie for the NFC title. I think the Lions, I thought they were the most complete team. And they can get physical with the Niners, but the Bucs got physical with them. So that I was like, whoa, they kind of caught me off guard. Yeah. But don't panic, Lions. I think y'all going to win, 11, 12 games. I'll say 11. I won't give out too many. But and the Bengals as well. Yes, 0-2. Their schedule's going to soften up, and they looked really good against the Chiefs. I think the Bengals are going to be, like you said, by week 5, they're going to be hitting their stride with T. Higgins back. Yeah. Eagles. This may be controversial, but the Eagles, they're not – it was a bad loss. But again, couple that with scheduling and that, hey, the Falcons may actually be good as well. I think the Eagles are going to steady things. They're going to be better than the Cowboys, so they're going to win their division. And they're going to be fine. But so I'm not panicking. Panicking if I'm the Eagles. And as you kind of know, again, NFC is wide open, so we'll see what happens because the top 3 teams I have elite right now are all AFC teams. I think I'm going to say right now, one of these teams are going to the Super Bowl. I'll just say that. One of these teams, you may get the Bengals come up there and knock off one of them or something like that, but one of these teams, the Chiefs, Texans, and Super Josh Allen, they are going to find a way to get to the Super Bowl. They're going to knock each other off. I'm putting it out there right now. I don't see any other AFC team that's better than these 3 or better quarterback play than these 3. So they got it right there. So that is the official first edition of rankings on Night Views, and we want to pull this up for Carlos. So just to kind of give us your thoughts on what you're thinking about this. Man.
So man, we were going good. I had a couple notes, but then we got to that elite. I was like, Bills, like I get it. You had Josh Allen. He's having a monster, a couple weeks, and he's putting the team on his back. But elite, and then the fact that you said to make it to the Super Bowl is wild to me. But hey, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Let's start from on the clock. So on the clock, I agree with all those teams there. But there's another team I would actually add
down there.
Yeah, I will put down there, and that's the Jaguars, because the Jaguars are beating themselves. Like, there's absolutely no excuses for the Jaguars the way that they have been losing these games. I understand we're going to week 3, but for me personally, I would put the Jaguars in there, adding it to this team, because is this Trevor Lawrence experiment working? Like it's about that time. This is a year where he's on the clock. I think Trevor Lawrence is on the clock this season. But other than that, with the A for effort, I agree. With the other teams. With the Dolphins, it's tough. I would actually move them to panic right now, because they announced today that Tua is in IR, and they're holding out hope that he's gonna get he's gonna be off for 8 weeks and potentially be ready. I say the Dolphins cannot take that next level until we get past the Tua situation and having Tua as our quarterback. I love Tua. I wish him all the health. But as an organization, we need to get. I know you just paid him. We need to get past that situation. So moving on. A for effort. For you talked about, that's the one. Who's going to give you their all. I need to see more from the Chargers. So I would actually move the Chargers down because I don't see them yet at that playoff level. They could surprise me. Again, this is fluid. It could change. But I like that A for effort for the Chargers. Most definitely, I agree with everyone else except the Cardinals. The Cardinals, and I mentioned it on Sunday. They are part of my dark horse. I agree with your dark horses.
You'll move them up. Okay.
Yeah, I'll move them up to a dark horse. I go back to what I said when we were touching on them. And touching, I mean like talking about them, not Deshaun Watson touching. We ain't doing that here. The Cardinals, Kyler Murray just looks different out there, man. Like he's, he has, like I said, he has that little step to him. He's trusting his teammates. You see the coaching, the scheme. They're trusting Kyler Murray now. We're not worried about he's playing video games too much. He's not learning the book. It looks like he's locked in now. So to me that's why he's my dark horse. So you go kind of laugh at this one. So I know they have their own segment, the same old Cowboys. I agree 100% with this, but as of right now, and I know you have them under do not panic, but from what I've seen the last couple years, and we've touched on it, as of right now, I'm adding the Eagles to being the same old Eagles just because of the play of Jalen. Jalen Hurts has a big part of why I'm putting him there, because when push comes to shove, he's the one who moves the ball around. We're going to go basketball terms. He's the point guard. He's the one who distributes the ball, who gets everybody going. If Jalen Hurts is having a conniption, if he's not in there, and it always goes down to your quarterback. So that's why right now I need to see more from Hurts. I need to see more from the Eagles, and definitely their defense. Vic Fangio, you are a big part of why you are, on this list as well. Other than that, panic-wise, 100%, I agree with the
Niners and Ravens.
Yeah. The Niners and Ravens. I mean, this is kind of like, I guess it's two tiers for the Eagles here. I put not panic. I agree with that. Yeah, don't panic. Yeah, I'll just keep them as the same old Eagles as of right now. But other than that, I agree with this list. The Bills, I just it's tough for me, and I'm trying to be very like I'm not trying to let my Dolphins fan come out on this.
Be objective,
Yeah, I'm trying to be objective here. My thing is, it's just the reality of it. Can Josh Allen do this for the whole season? I need to be proven wrong. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
I need to be proven wrong. I wouldn't put him as elite yet, but definitely maybe I will put them in a dark horse list. That's where I will put Bills. I will put them in the dark horse.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Definitely. And that was again the first edition of the tiers for the Power Ranking show. Again, this list it's going to probably shift. Even entire tiers may shift now. I may move the Cowboys below the playoffs, like just by themselves.
Hey, man, I liked it. For me to actually, while you talk about it, to do look at all these notes I just wrote. That was fun, man. I like that. I like that.
Put a lot of thought in that, man. We take this seriously on Night Views, man. But
I like it.
We got Amari Daniels here saying, speaking of NFL, watching the American Sports Story, Aaron Hernandez. I still have to watch that film. Yeah. It just came out, I think, tonight. I'm going to cover it on my SYL ABDUL Sports channel, because I cover the sports entertainment as well, too, the films and stuff like that, TV shows. And so that's going to be, once I get a chance to sit down and watch it, I'm going to kind of get my thoughts.
I might do a reaction myself. I've been trying to react to a lot of things. I might add that on there too, man. I didn't know that it came out already.
Yeah, I just saw that commercial the other day, so I definitely got to check that out. Mr. J said Cowboys and Vikings should swap places. I guess same old Vikings, I guess is what he's saying. So
that's more of a personal take on it.
Yeah, that was a shot right there. But coming up now this season, it was too early for me to talk MVPs. I just 2 weeks is just kind of hard, because right now, I mean, I would say Josh Allen is my pick, right, but it's we gotta give that at least a team gotta get to a bye week or something before we talk MVP, in my opinion. So that's coming up in the future.
Week 6, we can start talking.
Yeah, closer to that. Yeah, closer to that time. And then I have my rookie rankings. I just started watching. I had to rewatch some of these games. I can't watch my Bears anymore, but I watched Bo Nix, and like, yeah, he's as bad as advertised. When people are trashing him, he's not doing good so
So,
far. Yeah.
real quick on that, I want to touch on that. So,
Mhm.
is it that Knicks is bad, or do you think it's the coaching? Because from what I saw from Knicks, if I remember correctly, some of the mistakes he was making was what Russell was making last season. So, like
Russell Wilson, okay, yeah.
Russell Wilson. So are we
Mm.
like? I feel like we were blaming Russell way too quick. I mean, I think it's just because we don't like Russell in general, but I feel like we were just too quick to blame him and not see the whole picture. You know?
It could be more to it. I mean, it could be the offensive line. I mean, because Bo Nix, he's not having a lot of time to do much. I mean, he has who does he have? Receiver Sutton and Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah.
You know, those are mid-tier. Like, these aren't like elite guys, but they're just an average. They're just average to below average on offense, man. That's really just what it is. You know. So I mean, this is perfect for a rookie, just getting his feet under him. Like, oh, hey, go out there. The best way to learn is to jump out there and get hit in the mouth. You know, so he's doing that. And I still got to look at the tape of Jaden McDaniels again. But he led a couple drives, not touchdown drives, but like field goal drives. But and then I talk about Marvin Harrison Jr. lighting it up as well. So we're going to talk about the rookies in the future as well going forward. Now, before we wind down, we have the Thursday game coming up. We got the odds up here for the Patriots Jets. Now, I love football, so I'm going to watch even the bad games. But actually, the Patriots not as bad, as people thought. Now, starting out with the spread, -6.5 Jets. I don't trust anything with the Jets right now, man. Sometimes when I'm like, I don't trust the spread, I just take the money line.
Yeah.
I don't trust that either. The Patriots could win this game. So I'm not even going to just say, oh, Jets are going to win. I'm taking the under again, man. I got a good streak going with the under. 38.5 points, meaning this could be like a 20-17 game or less. I see. So I'm going under, man, again.
Hey, man, I might hurt myself next week for it. With our score list between me and you. I'm going over, man. I see the Patriots.
Going over. All right.
I see the Patriots going and making a name for themselves here. I feel like a lot of people been talking down about the Patriots, and everybody's like, oh, but they're not real. They're getting lucky, whatever it is. I feel like this is a good game for them to be like, yo, we ain't messing around. Like, yeah, we don't got Tom Brady. Yeah, we don't got Belichick. We still here though. And these last couple of weeks they've been showing that. And honestly, a lot of this too is I don't trust Aaron Rodgers and I don't trust the Jets, man. I don't. What I saw from their defense was so it was bad, man. It was bad. But yeah, that's where I'm going with that, man.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, so it'll be one way or another there. How the offenses go. Thursday night football. Like I said, I mean, hey, it's.
I'm a gambling man, too. I'm a gambling man,
yeah,
too.
It's a spectacle anytime Aaron Rodgers plays, and so it's going to be interesting enough. That game is on a.
I'm gonna call his friends, make sure he takes a couple ayahuasca hits, before the game. So
we shall see. So that was cool. Again, doing the rankings and looking ahead again to the next week's schedule. One more thing, as we mentioned with WNBA, because with Night Views again, we talk definitely NFL. That's what's going on right now. But WNBA playoffs are starting September 22nd, and Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. I don't have the rank the list here, but they're locked in the 6th seed, and I believe they're locked to play the Connecticut Sun, which it's gonna be a tough matchup. But the Fever did win the last game against them, so they're not afraid of them. So, but coming up, I think it'll be probably the Sunday show. We'll kind of bring up the full schedule or the opening schedule for the WNBA playoffs, and of course, we're keeping an eye. This is a Caitlin Clark watch, so we are keeping an eye on what she does there. So definitely. But I will say, if I'm going to say, I said this on the show before. if people are familiar with the WNBA, New York Liberty, the best team in the league, I think they're going to win it with Breanna Stewart and with Sabrina Ionescu.
Yeah.
I think that's probably going to be the champion.
So I got NBA TV. So I was actually rewatching last season's finals with the Aces, and it's pretty. What are they? They're fourth right now, right? Aces.
Yeah, the Aces are like fourth seed. Yeah.
So going into the playoffs last season, the Aces actually were kind of in that third seed. They were kind of kind of iffy. Then all of a sudden, when they got onto that run during the playoffs, they were a whole different team. So I agree. I think Liberty just has that powerhouse. Stewart as just having an amazing season, Olympic wise and regular, WNBA season. But Kelsey Plum and Aja Wilson, man. Aja Wilson is just
another NBA VP season for Aja
man.
Wilson,
and now she got Bam with her. There's people shipping them together now. Bam's there supporting her. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see, man. I'm looking forward to the official schedule, and I just watched the games tonight. You had Connecticut versus Minnesota. I wasn't watching Minnesota this much this year, but I mean they look pretty good. They beat Connecticut tonight.
Yeah.
These are a lot of good teams in this league. Just players I haven't really watched before.
Yeah.
Like we said before, having Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese
it's bringing attention
from college. Yeah, we followed them from college, and now it's like, oh, okay, these some other good players.
Minnesota is one of those teams where you don't want to sleep against, man, because if they start shooting, like they're a streaky team, man. They can make some noise out there. So
they just clinched the second seed. So Minnesota seems for real. And they play the Phoenix Mercury first round. So all these matchups could really go either way. Even the Fever, like I'm not counting them out against Connecticut. In a series.
Don't catch them sleeping. Don't catch them sleeping.
Except the New York Liberty. New York Liberty is beating whoever they play first round. Either it's Atlanta or Washington. I don't know which one, but they're going to lose. But everyone else has a chance in their matchup. So
if they play Atlanta, most definitely. Atlanta, they ain't got it.
They got some players, but it just New York is a beast.
They made me a lot of money this year, though. Shout out to Atlanta, man. Shout out to Atlanta, man. Go get yourself some wings at Atlanta, man.
Lemon. What's that?
Lemon pepper. No, lemon
pepper Lou.
Come on now.
Just saying, man. But very cool. This was our Power Rankings edition, Tuesday show. Is Power Rankings NFL Plus, some other stuff. That's what we do with Night Views. And definitely check out all the platforms. Check out Carlos' platform, YouTube, Twitter, ABDUL Sports on YouTube and Twitter as well. And hey, we're just getting started, man. Any last thing you want to throw out there, Carlos, as we run this up?
So today they dropped Starting 5 trailer for Netflix's show. I believe they're going to be following Jimmy Butler, Jason Tatum, Anthony Edwards, LeBron James, and Sabonis. I'm gonna be doing a reaction to each episode once they drop on my Patreon. It's gonna be all unedited on my Patreon, so go follow me on the Patreon. But on the YouTube page as well, it's gonna be all the edited stuff. But just it's gonna be fun, man. I'm having fun with this reaction, so we got a lot of coming down the pipeline.
Cool. For sure. Yeah, check out. Support Carlos and his Patreon. You got to throw that link over here so we can have that. Have this under the videos here.
Appreciate you.
Definitely, man. We like I said, we're just getting started with this season. College football. We're gonna have more Heisman reactions Sunday as well on the Sunday show. And like I said, WNBA. So Sunday is always a big show. So
always.
We'll catch y'all in with that.
Shout out to Twitter, man. Twitter was crazy on Sunday, yo. Twitter was crazy on Sunday.
Great support. And like I said, I think Sunday's part is where it's at. For sure. And like I said, we'll keep doing these Tuesday shows to catch up with the Monday night football and looking ahead, especially with WNBA. So for myself, SYL ABDUL, joined by CeeLos when we do sports. You already know. Night Views. Make sure you subscribe to that YouTube channel as well too. Support us. A joint effort there, but also support our individual platforms. We out of here, man.
Hey, like Unc said.